Hey, so for today's email review, I wanted to talk about setting expectations with your subject line. And this comes from this email right here. So, most of the time, um, and I actually wonder if there's an intentional thought behind this. But okay, so most of the time, especially with like newsletter type content, folks tend to lead out with the most important content piece within that newsletter, right? It kind of sets the expectations that if you open that email, this will be the first one you get. So let's look at a couple examples. So in this SaaS Brief Weekly, take time to form a connection. So if I click into that, yeah. So kind of at the top, connections through this connected journey. Um, Both of these are kind of about relationships, so that makes sense. Um, let's look at one other one. Let's just click one. Um, so the stories of resilience. I don't know if there's going to be multiple of this, but nope, that's a webinar invite. You get the idea. Okay, I don't want to waste too much time. All right, so here's this one, 97.4. It looks like they're leading with Apple's launching a new search engine, and then you also get to read something about how somebody 3x their leads by smashing printers. Okay, this was a good subject line, I thought like. And then their pre-header text shows that what you need to know from Apple's potential new search engine. So they're really putting a lot of emphasis on this Apple content, and I think they should. Excuse me. It's strong enough for that. So we click in here, and immediately I see that this, like the sub kind of header is the first content piece. I'm all right, okay. Um, and that takes up the whole fold, so I don't see anything about the Apple stuff here yet. I go to the second piece, which is pretty lengthy, and all this, and it's talking about Google and a glitch in their August search engine stuff. And then here it's outreach. Um, Content. So we've gone through one, two, three pieces of content with three different CTAs that I can get distracted by that haven't talked about this yet. It's not until we go past that you see the Big Apple, and I know now that's this. Well, one thing I did actually even get lost in is I found myself skipping into these two rather than looking at this learn more. Um, so my experience was I almost clicked out of this email by the time I got to about here because I couldn't see the Apple stuff. And there's there's two ways I feel like to look at it. One would just be like um, my expectations weren't quite met, right? I was coming in expecting Apple content and I had to scroll way down to do it. And if I'm getting distracted, which takes a lot of time, I might be more likely to leave and not click. Alternatively, maybe it was an intentional choice to, if they felt like the hook was good enough, that they felt like if they put it further down in within like the content feed, within the email, that I might find something worthwhile within the whole piece to click on, um, which in my case didn't end up being the case. I ended up clicking out of it and actually liking it to use for this video. Uh, so I think it's just something to be aware of when you're, especially with newsletter content, when you've got lots of CTAs within it. Like if you look at this one, they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. None of those are linked. 7. So they've got 7 pieces of content they're asking me to read, and when there's that much in there, that's not bad. That's how newsletters work. But if if you feel like this is the most valuable piece, uh, I would lead with it to try and get people to that page. So that's just me. If you like how this was set up, having leading with this but putting it further down, I'd love to hear why.